We will create we will even ask for our own version of the color schema. And with
Yeah.
everything in place, we are not going to think about it.
I'm guessing that as we start uploading assets, images within the prompt, we can get Kiro to actually map those color schemes out for us.
Yeah, exactly. That is what we are going to do as well. This is what I do too. And we can also say that, hey, I have this one main color, and I really would like to use that main color to be my version of whatever I'm building. And it actually generates the color that we need directly there. So it's very useful, very, I would say, in place. I'm trying one more time.
See what I find, okay, when I've in the past using, I'm not having the same issues you have.
Yeah.
But I've closed every single other application out. I have literally nothing running apart from Chrome and Kiro and PowerPoint. That's it. Oh, and Sketchpad. Those are the only apps I've got up and running. But you could try running in incognito mode as well, just in case it's a browser plugin or extension that's killing it.
Maybe
did you use Chrome? Although having said that, if you had the same problem in Firefox,
right now I'm in Firefox and I have the same problem. But I will do one more drop and I'll be back with incognito. If it fixes that, that's great. If it doesn't, then it's another thing that we have to report.
So is it finished now? Or is it still doing stuff?
It is. Like right now, what it did is it actually initialized a Git project and doing some.
Okay.
I want to showcase this more properly. You can see that like for each thing that it has added, it actually creates a commit. It says configure Tailwind, initialize Shotzi and UI, add the button, and we are still.
And actually, can you go back? Okay, can you just hover over it again? But where you've if you bring up, look, it has 178 insertions, right? And you said about every 150, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I noticed that as you were going hovering through some of the others, it was all around 150 marks. Again, that's your steering file that's basically controlling that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it still keeps it logical. That's very important to mention.
Yeah.
Like it is not just cutting off at 150. It says I'm at 100. For example, for this, I'm at 184 because I have to add 184.
So let me ask you a question then, Salih, right?
Yes.
For those people who obviously may be more familiar with Git, but maybe not, Kiro also allows you has checkpoints, right? And it allows you to restore files from
this one.
Don't click on it.
I'm just showcasing.
Yeah. So basically, I find these also super useful. Okay. Sometimes actually because they're easier, but more importantly because what they do is they actually unpack the context. Because what I found is that if you use the source control to revert to a previous commit ID, right, and you do you force a hard links, right, so that basically the file system is refreshed, then your file system now is different to the context that Kiro has, and Kiro starts making all these decisions about files that no longer exist. Whereas when you use the restore point, okay, it unpacks that everything for you. So that's something to be wary of, okay, as you're using AI coding assistants. If you're using source control to go back, undo commits, then you need to make sure that you prompt the AI coding assistant. I say, look, by the way, I've used Git checkout to go to a previous version. Make sure that you reread the project directory to understand the state of the world, right? Otherwise, you'll get really weird and odd things happening.
I would say one thing that is very. Why am I hearing myself? Okay. I heard myself. I don't know. A lot of things. Anyway, one thing that is very important is the context management. I think I'm still learning this thing, but teach us about all of this stuff. Because from my side, how I was doing it before was you can create steering files out of your project as the mapping of your project as well. So in each prompt, it will take that information and just go with it. And when I remove this one, I can just reiterate through my steering files as well to change the context as well. But being said, all of these are still additional tokens and so on. So I have an opposite question to you. When you do restore, do you spend any tokens or it's just an operation that is for free?
Do you use any, so you don't use any Kiro tokens, right? But any tokens you've used from that point onwards, effectively you've used them, right? You don't get them back. So it's not like a restore and a restore of your Kiro tokens, which is a shame, right? It's a shame.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if that you could restore but then I feel that then people would hack that, right? People would basically
Yeah.
copy the code, do restore, and then kind of carry on doing it. So I think that system is too open to abuse. So I think it's the right call though, because I use it, especially if I'm in vibe mode and I don't like what's happened, or I don't understand the code, or it's just gone wrong. I just use restore now, and I've got more into the habit of doing it, and it works really well.
If
So
people see the
okay, so it's finished then. So it's used nearly 5 credits to do this, and we've got our first number guessing game.
yeah,
That is React. It's using Tailwind, and it's using Vite as the build system.
exactly, and we have the chat scene for.
Wow.
So I want to showcase the Vite because like last year I was at the ViteConf as well. It is very important that this build tool is making everyone's lives easier. And like we have
apart from your life, which is basically being
yeah, but this is I don't know. I don't know at this stage. But anyway, I just want to say that like these kind of tools, when we have them, we don't appreciate them much, but we have to understand that they are doing our lives easier. And to iterate again, previous question, I want to showcase it from here because I just remembered. For example, I like Astro as well, and it supports Astro too.
What's Astro? What for people that don't know what Astro is?
That is a great feedback. Astro is my favorite web framework, and it is a great framework when you want to build text-heavy websites like blogs or I don't know, like documentation.
Okay, so it's equivalent to Tailwind, but it's different.
No, it is a equivalent to React, but it is.
So React or Astro
or Next.js
or Next, or is that Angular still a thing?
Angular still is a thing. Yeah. Olivier loves it. From our team, we have Olivier.
Yeah. But you know what? So here's the thing, right? So I actually, back in the day, that was the only one I used, because this must be at the very early days, right? So this is when React was just launched by Facebook. No one would use it. No one would use React because of the license. So the license originally, you can look this up on Wikipedia, right? React was originally licensed with a BSD with patents clause. So I'm an open source geek, right?
Yeah.
And basically the patents clause basically said that Facebook reserved the right to sue the pants off you if you use React and you compete with them. And so what happened was no one used it, right? And so everyone was starting to use Angular. But actually it's the reason why they had to relicense to MIT, right? So we have that to thank for React's dominance today, right? Because it was definitely, at least in the companies I was working with, everyone wanted to use it, but they just weren't allowed to.
And React is right now, let me pull that in as well. React is part of the open source or like Linux Foundation.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah. But again, which is another
foundation
yeah. Exactly. And actually I think AWS in fact is part of the React Foundation.
We have Amazon developer.
Yeah.
Fullstack.
Shout out to Gio and Chris and team. Amazing work in that.
We have really cool.
Okay, so look, we're coming to time, Sally. So we finished doing the first piece, right? But we've just got a generic front end, right? Yes. So I guess where do we go from here? So and for folks who are going to watch in, so next week we are going to be doing an extra long session on Monday, so an hour and a half, 2 hours, hopefully, where we carry on doing this. But the next steps are starting to kind of incorporate some of the game designs we've come up with, right? Some of the assets, some of the graphics, color schemes. Is that right?
Here's how I envision it. Right now, I want to create components of each tile for like difficulty and so on. And once they're there, the second thing that I want to do is I want to create the board with those components. The next thing that I want to do is when you hover them, I want to do an animation. When you click on them, I want to do an animation. So these are the first steps that I want to do. Next thing is I want to do a moving forward logic, which is basically you click, you end, and you see a screen. It is not going to be the game, or it's not connected to the questions. It's just
it's just mechanics, right? It's the
game mechanics.
Okay,
exactly.
Perfect. So what do we need? So in order to prepare for that, because do we need the graphics in specific formats? Because obviously at the moment, as I shared, they're in a PowerPoint, right? So do we need to kind of extract them and put them into PNG files, or can we just create a sprite sheet where they're all in one file and we can chop it up? How does that work?
I would say for everything about tiles, besides the Kiro icons, we will draw it by ourselves.
Oh, okay.
So we don't need we don't need anything extra.
We don't need anything. So we can just use it to provide an input as we want it to look like this, and then let Kiro do the rest.
Exactly. And we will say, for example, we want it to be like gradient. Here's our color theme. Look, we have the things that we need is we have to define the color theme. We know we want to stick to the Kiro's perp, but we want to continue with that one. We want to showcase the difficult questions and easy questions in a different way. All of these are something that we are going to think about. But every implementation, we don't need to have a PNG or like SVG or whatever it is. We will create Android by ourselves.
Even
it's easier and cheaper.
Even for the backdrop?
Sorry.
Even for this? So we will do that ourselves? Because this was created by Canvas, right? So
no, this is not.
Nova Canvas was created this with a prompt. So we wouldn't use assets like this for backdrop.
This, like, of course, for backdrop, we will. This is too complicated to draw. This is a part that is going to depend on what we need. But like the gaming logic around the tiles that you have shown, that is going to work from it. That being said, one important point, like in the beginning, we wouldn't care because we know the screen size and everything.
Yeah.
But in the future, when it comes to being more responsive, then we have to think more detailed about this. But for right now, for this, we will just have it as a background image showing up. Probably not even on a S3 or something. We will just bundle it with our project in the beginning. But it will get better.
Okay.
It will get better. But
brilliant.
Right now we have our project, and we didn't share it on GitHub yet, but maybe we should.
We will definitely we'll share the link on our next episode on Monday. We'll do that. In the meantime, so we're not going to touch this project until Monday.
Yeah.
I guess that's when the real fun's going to start, when we start building tiles and start building the mechanics of the game. So come check us out on Monday, at the same time starting, I think, or maybe a little bit later. And we'll publish a link.
Yeah. Also find us on LinkedIn and Blue Sky or wherever you are. We are doing like announcement. Yesterday I shared our first clip from our first episode. That was really cool. Ricardo was explaining what we were building. I will share more clips about, for example, why we are going to need Sandbox. We will have a clip coming up about that. From this video, we will have a lot of clips about Kiro probably in the next few days. So follow along over LinkedIn, X, social media, wherever you are at, besides, I guess, Instagram right now. So you can probably find us.
We've shared the download links for Kiro and the build ID. And if you want to follow along and show us the game you're building as well, we'll showcase it on the show as well.
Oh, that's a great thing. Oh my God. Yeah. That's an amazing thing. Like, in case you have the idea and going along with us, we would be very excited to showcase
exactly. Yeah. See if you create an even better game than us, right?
Yeah, it's a low barrier for them.
Salih, look, I'm thinking big, right? So I'm thinking it's the best game ever in. So
we got this.
Okay, folks, that's all for today. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.